Hey YouTube fam, how y'all doing? This is Uncle Tim, Rants and Reviews. I'm Uncle Tim. How you doing, Timsters? How you feeling? First of all, I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for all the love and the support. Thank you for being a part of this channel. Thank you for sharing your energy with me, and thank you for keeping it positive. First of all, I did like 3 videos on the H.I.S. tank, fam. It was like video after video after video on that H.I.S. tank. Boy, the Cobra H.I.S. tank from Haslabs. Fam, you know what? I went on HasbroPost.com, looked at it, clicked on it, ordered like 5. Went on there, had my son order about 5, had my wife order 5, then I had somebody else order 5 for me. And guess what? I emptied each basket. Let me stop messing with y'all. Fam. But some of my friends picked up some, and, they ordered some, and, since everything is just about unlocked, I am pleasantly surprised that they are giving people 4 figures. And if that's true, 4 figures, man, that's kind of cool. So, $300, $25 a piece. That's $100 on figures right there and $200 for the tank. I can see spending $200 on the tank, yeah. And this is what some of my friends were telling me. They said, hey, fam, you're not looking at it all the way. I said, no, they had to sweeten the pot for me. For me to jump in, you had to sweeten this just a little bit because I didn't see the value. The lights, the sounds, and everything else, that's cool. But fam, then you can add on additional missiles and things. But when you start telling me you adding additional figures, I'm good with that. Am I going to order it? Maybe not. But you know what? I applaud everybody who is. My whole thing on this channel is win. Don't go and get, less than. You go and win. You getting 4 figures with the tank, that's a win. If that's what's happening, you get the side missiles, you get some skirts, you get some additional guns, And I hear one of the figures supposed to be Cobra Commander. So, man, that sounds pretty good, right? I'm trying to figure it out. That's the thing with me. I'm trying to look at everything from different angles. I'm not just trying to look at stuff from one angle. You got to look at it from every angle because at the end of the day, family, it's all about what it is that you can do. With what you got. I said, my whole thing was what could you do after you play with it, the lights and sounds, you shoot the missiles at some of the figures you got set up, and but you know what? When my friends told me he ordered 5, then another friend told me he ordered 5, then, one of my friends said, hey, let's order 3, me and you, and we sell 1 for the price of all 3 and get the other 2 free, right? I was sitting here thinking to myself, somebody mentioned that in the comment section, but it's funny that he mentioned that to me, and I was thinking about it. I said, man, hey, fam, at the end of the day, I'm going to be honest here. At the end of the day, you're going to see some things. You're going to understand some things, and you're going to see some things that you like about yourself. As we talking about Hasbro right now, I'm starting to notice that Storm Shadow, the Cobra Officer, and Spirit are in stores. Some of my friends seen them. I seen some in store. But, I was in my feelings at the time. And, I didn't really want to invest in it because I was like, man, I was feeling some kind of way because of all of the stuff that been happening with Hasbro over a period of time. It made me feel negative. It made me feel some kind of way. And, I backed off. You know what? I'm telling you, if you like and, you rocking with Hasbro, keep rocking with it. It's like right now, stuff is starting to hit the shelves. And that's good for people who collect. That's good for people who like to pick up items. That's good for family with kids. When your stuff start hitting shelves, that means families can buy stuff for their kids. And they start not raising the prices super duper high. They start bringing them prices back. Because, like I said, at one point, everything went missing for a minute. Then all of a sudden now, people say, hey, the pandemic, people are back at work. Things are changing. You know what? I'm proud. I'm proud to see things are changing. I'm proud to see collectors start cherry picking. I'm glad to see people listening to the conversations that's here on this channel talking about, what's good for collectors and, how could we move forward without spending too much in this economy. And, I see a lot of people are, taking different routes, showing the routes they take. Fam, that's good. Again, we all don't live in the same place. Like I said, I live in Chicago. You may live in Missouri, you may live in New York, you may live in California. The stores that you got there, it's less than likely that I'm going to get on a plane and fly just to, go to a toy store. Now, I've done it a couple of times. I've driven like 4 or 5 hours with a couple of friends to go to a toy store. Yeah, that's different. That's guys hanging out, talking nonsense on the way there, people taking turns driving, and you okay with that. People eating crap on the way there, just talking nonsense. Then you get there and you buy stuff. Or you may not buy nothing. And see, that's the thing that I'm looking at, fam. Each piece you pick up is supposed to give you a memory of how you got it. And, you could tell the story behind it. You ever watch a guy by the name of Harry Tornado? He's on YouTube. This guy picks up an item that he got, that he sold today, right? That he's selling, that he's shipping out. And he can tell you when he picked it up, how much he picked it up for, and how much they made off of it. Fam, you know what? That amazes me. Because, see, even in his line of work, reselling, he appreciates it. He's a YouTuber first. Don't ever get that wrong. And like I said, I'm a collector first. My whole thing is you look through and see what it is you want to collect. You understand what you're doing. Like I said, at first I didn't understand the thing with the H.I.S. tank. I didn't. And, that wasn't no shame towards anybody. But, for an action figure and a tank that costs $300, I wasn't really on board with it. But when you start hollering what else you get with it, that make a lot of sense. It makes the person who's not big into spending that type of money on something, like, I ain't no lie to you, I done spent that type of money. We all done spent that type of money. But, like I said, you got money for what you want money. You got money for what you want to spend it on. Do some of these stores deserve our money? Yes. When you go in, people treat you with a smile. You ask a question, people answer your question. Man, you can't do nothing but want to be happy and want to buy stuff. That's how I feel sometimes. When people are polite with me and they talking to me, they telling me, what's going on, I feel some kind of way. So it makes me want to buy stuff. Then, they telling me of the sales they got. I could go on Target Circle. I could save some additional bucks. I could go here and save some additional bucks. Man, that's cool. Then some people tell you about some stores that they got in the area that, you can price match with. And you sitting here like, wow. The power of just saying hello means a lot to people. You know that? Sometimes saying hello to somebody when they're having a really bad day can really lighten up their mood. Fam, I was sitting here today and I was in a bad mood myself. And, I talked it over with my wife, what was going on with me. She sat down and talked to me. Man, I mean, it's like it all lifted off of me, but it went to her. And that ain't what I want it to be. Fam, sometimes when you got a partner that runs with you, rocks with you, and able to hold you down when stuff go wrong, that's a blessing in itself. But another blessing is being able to talk to you all, who I consider family, about what's going on in our community. Whether it be video games, I'm starting to notice that they are stocking the PS5 now, and people are being tripped out by that. There are people telling me that they are finding them. I found mine in Holland, Michigan. Somebody told me they found theirs in Cleveland, Ohio. Someone told me they found it in one in Massachusetts. I heard of somebody in D.C. getting one. I've been hearing a lot of people getting them. And fam, I applaud that too. Sony may be listening. And see, the thing is, the reason why I went digital with the games, I know this is all off the subject, but it's all related. I went digital because I noticed the digital games are much cheaper. You know, when you buy games from the store, you know, these are $19.99 a pop. GameStop trying to come away from, physical games because, they're starting to notice, after certain systems, the companies are trying to go digital. Sony trying to go digital. Xbox is trying to go digital. The Switch is trying to go digital. Why? Because they know they don't have to produce disc. They can put it right on the system and it's much cheaper. You could just download it. It's real easy to access. But, I found myself buying games that are like older. I buy $2.49 games, $2.49 when they're on sale. I got the new Castlevania games that, the anniversary was for like $3.99. And fam, I couldn't be more happier with them. Since I got it, I think I got like 20 games for it. And I think for the Xbox Series X digital, I think I got 10 for that one now. But I got a lot of disc games too for the Xbox Series X. But, the digital are so easier to use. And they don't take up so much space like the disc do. Fam, your hobby should bring you joy. My hobby brings me joy. It's just sometimes what didn't bring me joy was that nobody had nothing to do with our hobby. And nobody understood what was going on. Nobody knew how to fix the problem. Now that we got people who are trying to fix the problem and rectify the problem, it's a lot better now for everybody. And I just wanted to make sure I let you know that this channel is not negative. It's positive. It's just when a lot of negative stuff is going on, you tend to focus on the negative stuff because that's what you're seeing all of. If you're not seeing any positive, it's kind of hard to talk about positive stuff. Fam, I know this sounds like I'm reaching, but you know what I mean. The gas prices went up. Food went up. They're trying to give you another booster shot, which you don't want. Health insurance went up. Price of Similac done went up. Food, housing, just everything went up, fam. And you didn't get a raise to cover. And, some people are just feeling it. And they're angry and frustrated. You can't take that away from them. And you can't take it and make it seem like, people are wrong for venting. You're not wrong for venting. You are right for venting. The first step is to talk about it. Then you see what you can do next. But if you don't talk about the problem, nobody will ever think there was a problem. Do you get what I'm saying? If you don't know there's a problem, how would you fix it? The best way to fix a problem is to know what the problem is. So you talk about the problem. That way you can fix the problem. Fam, some days I really don't want to talk about anything. But when I get here and I talk to you all, stuff just pop in my mind. And, it's easy to talk about. People want me to talk about Mayfax, Mezco. I really didn't have too much of interactions with either company. Why? Because I look at the price tags and, I bow out on those things. I seen some figures which are statues that cost $3,000. And I was like, man, that's like a used car, $5,000. I'm like, wow. Some people got it like that. I see some people buy like 3 or 4 of them. And I'm like, $5,000 a piece. I said, that's 20 grand. I hope you getting some deal from the company or something, but fam, you know what? You can't count everybody's pockets. That ain't your job. That ain't my job. My job is to count my own pockets. I don't count my wife's pockets or my kids' pockets. Them they pockets. You know what? I count on you to do what you're supposed to do. That's it. Fam, and if you leave it at that, you can win all day long. And that's what this is all about, winning. This is about winning. This is about us being able to do what we want to do. And, still be able to just keep pushing forward with it. There's been a lot of grief about the Funko Pops. There weren't none on the shelves. Now they're on the shelves in certain stores. A A lot of the gadgets wasn't on the shelves, and people were looking for those. A lot of the shoes wasn't on the shelves. People start finding shoes. They start finding Jordans, Nikes, Adidas, Yeezys, everything. They start finding it all. Fam, and that's the thing that I'm talking about. It's about you winning. It's about you being able to get in there and say, I got my little slice of the pie, fam. That's what it's about. And man, I ain't nothing but happy today. I am nothing but proud of all of y'all. Saying that, look, y'all all out here winning. Hell, when I talk about tanks of gas and, oh, shit, I had to get a loan for gas, man. You see how much gas was here for a minute in Chicago. Gas was a beast. You got Willie Wilson getting out free tanks of gas, man. You got everybody out there, trying to get a tank of gas. And I'm not mad at him. It makes so much sense. He running for mayor of Chicago. Hell, you know what? What a good way to run for mayor of Chicago, by actually showing people that you can actually do something for them. You doing this out of your own pocket. It shows me a lot. And this is what I'm trying to, explain to a lot of people. When you start seeing stuff happening, you start seeing a lot of stuff starting to take, shape and form. You start seeing certain things that you into starting to come to fruition, and you starting to notice that a lot of stuff that you like. I got a lot of friends who like hot air ballooning. I'm a big guy, and I'm like, hot air ballooning. My wife looked at me like, damn it, ain't no parachute in that damn that balloon. It better have a parachute. Fam, I just want to say, look, as I always say this, I am so proud of all of you all. If ain't nobody told you that today, I'm proud of you. I'm thankful that you watch this channel. I love your energy. And you know what? Keeping it real with me here sometimes, calling me out when I'm wrong, calling me out when, you think I'm wrong. Sometimes, again, in different stores, they have different stuff. Certain things I don't see, certain things, I overlook, certain pieces I don't pick up because I'm not into them. At one point I was into Power Rangers before I sold them. I was off into the Marvel Legends real hard. I sold them. I sold the Galactus that I had. I sold all the stuff. Fam, like I said, when you moving it do a lot to you. When you realize, you got all this stuff and you thinking about storage. I had storage units for 3 years, 2 of them. And I realized that's a horrible thing to have storage units. There's nothing good about that. Nothing at all. I'm not disparaging storage, but I'm trying to say when you spending that much of money, it says a lot. You done paid for this stuff 3 or 4 times. Then you start getting upset and angry. I'm just trying to say this with everything that's said and done. It's so much to see when all this stuff is hitting the shelves and you got all these nicely stocked stores, and you just look at, even in the DVD section and the Blu-rays, a lot of people say this stuff is outdated. I don't care. I like collecting Blu-rays and DVDs. That's one thing that I wouldn't get digital. As far as Blu-rays and DVDs, nah, I want to make sure I have hard copies of those. Games I can, kind of be okay with, because, after a while, you like, I'm good with this, I'm good with that. And this is what I'm saying, fam. Keep pushing. Because when you really want something, you can get it. You put your mind to it. My friend wanted this game system that he said he wanted for a long time. I had one at the time. And he wanted to buy mine. And I was like, no, man. I like mine. This is mine. I want to keep mine going. I want to keep that energy. This is what I like. And this is what I'm saying. Get what you want, but make sure you prepare to work for what you want. If you want the H.I.S.S tank, find, that it won't come out your pocket. Find another way that you can get it where it won't come out your pocket, family. Get out there and make it happen. Like I said, till later, peace out. Thank you for watching. Peace, fam.